Okay, we're going to start with our foldable. It's the one that says segment addition postulate, midpoint, and segment bisector. And today we're just going to do the top, the segment addition postulate. So inside, when you fold it in half, you open it up. On the top, inside, it says definition. These are kind of, I would say, just layman's terms or like non-official definition, but it helps me remember what it's saying. So I think of it as the left side of the segment plus the right side of the segment equals the whole segment. So let's draw an image that matches this. It says if B is between A and C. So let's go ahead and on here, let's put a segment. Doesn't really matter of what length, but let's put A and C. Now it says B is between. Now I would suggest to not go ahead and put it halfway because you don't want to think it always has to be directly in the middle, because it doesn't. It can be closer to A or closer to C. So B is between A and C, so therefore AB, this segment, plus BC, this segment, equals the whole thing. So it equals AC. So that's essentially what it's saying. So what I would do is I would just have this drawing right here, let me see here, of just our segment. And then the words down here are going to help you remember that if you know B is between A and C, then you can do AB plus BC equals AC. It also works backwards. If you have this statement that AB plus BC equals AC, then you can determine that B is on the line segment between A and C. Let's do the example on the top right. So it says find ST. So although this is a very easy problem and it's very intuitive to just solve, let's go ahead and write out the segment addition postulate. So ST plus TU, so the left side plus the right side equals the whole thing. It equals SU. And we're just going to do that to get practice so that when we actually go do harder problems, we've built the foundation to make it easier. So TU is 4 and SU is 22, so we plug those numbers in. So to get ST by itself, we're going to subtract 4. All right, so when we do that, these 4's will cancel out, and we're left with ST equals 22 minus 4 is 18. All right, now let's head on over and look on our notes page for 1.2. That's it for our foldable today. We will still use it and refer back to it, but we won't finish filling it out until the next section. So real quick, let's talk about congruent segments. So line segments that have the same length are congruent. So the congruent symbol is this symbol right here. It's the equal sign with the little squiggly on top. So when we're using congruent, we have to use the line segment notation on the top right here. We have to use this. So equal means they're the same measurement. So equal would be like saying, well, they're both 3 centimeters. So it's referring to an actual measurement, and we don't use the symbols up top on equal. We don't have those symbols. All right, so using the symbols when you say congruent, not using the symbols when you say equal to. We're going to practice on that all year long. It takes a little while to get all this notation correct in our heads. All right, so as example 2, it says to plot the points. I already plotted them for you just to save time. So they're already plotted, but it does say determine whether segment JK. So let's go ahead and let's connect J and K so they are a segment. And segment LM. So let's go ahead and I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to use L and M and connect them. So these are our 2 segments. And it says determine if they are congruent. Well, what we can do is we can figure out if they're the same length. So since it's on a grid, we can just count the squares. So JK is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units long. LM, let's count the squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units long. So if they're both 5 units long, then they are definitely equal because they're the same length of 5 units, which means they're congruent, which essentially means without an actual measurement, if you place them on top of each other, they would be the same shape and the same size. So yes, JK and LM are congruent. Let's go ahead and look at example 3a. So this is back to the segment addition postulate. It says to find DF. So let's go ahead and just have good practice and just write out the segment addition postulate. The left side is DE plus the right side is EF, and it equals the whole thing, which is DF. When I'm doing actual like problems with adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing, I don't use this symbol above to show line segment. That's kind of a weird switch. We don't use that symbol when we're just showing that we are doing a process. So DE is 23, EF is 35, and so if we add those, 23 plus 35 is going to be 58, and that's what DF equals. And when we're using equals, we don't use this line segment symbol. You don't actually use that when you're doing equals. Use that with congruent, so we're going to leave it off. Okay, on 3B, I want you to go ahead and tell me what the equation is with the letters F, G, and H using the segment addition postulate. All right, so you should have put down FG plus GH equals FH. Now go ahead and tell me what the equation would be with the numbers in. All right, so FG is 21. We don't know GH, that's what we're looking for, and FH is 36. So now to solve, we're going to subtract 21. So we're going to end up with GH equals 15. All right, on example 4A, this is just a bigger problem. It's still segment addition postulate. The only difference is now we have three different segments in here. We have NM, ML, and LK. So we're going to go ahead and write NM plus ML plus LK equals the whole thing, which is NK. So now let's fill in what we know. NM is x minus 6, ML is 9, LK is 2x minus 19, and then NK is 23. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's combine like terms. So x and plus 2x are like terms. So we're going to combine those and we're going to get 3x. So then also we have negative 6 plus 9 minus 19. So we can combine all of those and we're going to get negative 16 equals 23. All right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move up here just so I don't get too low on your screen. So 3x minus 16 equals 23. I'm going to add the 16. So 3x equals 39. And I'm going to divide by 3. So x equals 13. So that's x. If they had wanted me to solve for, let's say, NM, then I would have needed to plug my x back in and find out how long that distance was. But since they said solve for x, I'm done with that point. But it's something to watch out for when you're doing your homework is what are they asking you to solve for.